part 8 of 9, we are going to name carboxylic acid. Okay, part 8 of 9, we are going to name carboxylic acid. Okay, we're still on grade 12 organic chemistry. Okay, so the functional group for carboxylic acid is a carboxyl group or carboxy group. So this is the carboxyl group, the functional group for carboxylic acid. Okay, you can see you have the carbonyl group and the hydroxyl group. So remember from part 6 of 9 on naming ketones, you have the carbonyl group in the ketones, and part 5 of 9 on naming alcohols, you have the hydroxyl group, which is the functional group for alcohols. Okay, so all together, the hydroxyl group and the carbonyl group, they make up the carboxyl group, which is the functional group for carboxylic acid. Okay, so the formula for this functional group is written as COOH or CO2H. The formula for this functional group can be written as like this or like this. Okay, and the carboxyl group will always be at the starting or terminal part of the chain, depending on how the chain is drawn. Okay, we are going to see that. And when numbering the chain of the carboxylic acid, the carbon atom of the carboxyl group will always be put as carbon number 1. The carbon atom of the carboxyl group, this carbon atom, okay, the carbon atom of the carboxyl group, this carbon atom will always be put as carbon number 1. Okay, we are going to see that. And the suffix to use for the parent name is oic acid. Okay, we are going to see that. So I have 2 examples that we are going to see. Example number 1, write down the IUPAC name of the following compound. This is the compound. And example number 2, write down the IUPAC name of the following compound. This is the compound. Okay, so we have 2 examples. Okay, so the way to name carboxylic acid, you are going to find the longest continuous carbon chain that contains the carboxyl group, and 2, number the chain to put the carbon atom of the carboxyl group as 1, and 3, always name the branches first if branches are present, and 4, name the chain or parent chain last. Okay, so you are going to use this to name this carboxylic acid. Let's start with example number 1. Write down the IUPAC name of the following compound. We are going to use the IUPAC system to name this carboxylic acid. Okay, find the longest continuous carbon chain that contains the carboxyl group. Okay, so this is your carboxyl group. Now this will be carbon number 1. Okay, number the chain to put the carbon atom of the carboxyl group as 1. This is the carboxyl group, and you have to put this carbon atom as 1. Always, this will be your carbon number 1. So the chain will be 1, 2. Okay, now we are done numbering. Now we can start naming. Always name the branches first if branches are present. We don't have any branch. No branches are present. Name the chain or parent chain last. Okay, let's see. You need to memorize this. Okay, so when the parent chain is made up of 2 carbon atoms, you are going to use the prefix ethane. Okay, ethane. And you are going to follow this with the suffix oic acid. Oic acid. Okay, you don't have to specify on which carbon atom is your carboxyl group. You don't have to specify because we know that the carboxyl group is always at carbon number 1. So the full name of this compound is ethanoic acid. Let's move on to example number 2. Write down the IUPAC name of the following compound. Okay, so carboxyl group. This is your carboxyl group. You can see that. So this is a carboxylic acid. Okay, so after that, number the chain to put the carbon atom of the carboxyl group as 1. The carbon atom of the carboxyl group as 1. Okay, so the chain will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the longest is made up of 7 carbon atoms. So this is the longest. And number the chain to put the carbon atom of the carboxyl group as 1. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now this is your branch. It is known as ethyl because it is made up of 2 carbon atoms. Ethyl, 2 carbon atoms. Ethyl. And this is also another branch made up of 2 carbon atoms. Ethyl again. So I can close this. Now, always name the branches first if branches are present. Okay, after you are done numbering, now you can start with the naming. Always name the branches first if branches are present. You have 2 branches. On carbon number 2, right, you have a branch. And on carbon number 4, you have a branch. So you're going to have 2, 4. You're going to use di, right? From the table, you can see that. You can see that from the table. 2 identical branches or group, di. Okay. So you are going to have di, ethyl. Okay. So you have ethyl and ethyl, 2 of them, di, ethyl, and the parent chain is made up of 7 carbon atoms. So heptane, 7 carbon atoms, heptane. The parent chain is made up of 7 carbon atoms, heptane. And you're going to follow this with the suffix oic acid. Okay, the suffix to use for the parent name, oic acid. Oic acid. Okay, so you don't have to specify where your carboxyl group is. Okay, so we are done with part 8 of 9. Please check for part 9 of 9, which is going to be on esters. Okay,